Who's the biggest star in Iowa? Is it Brock Purdy or Caitlin Clark? You know what? I got my money on Brock Purdy. Adam Silver flexing the muscles. 54-game schedule. Either you play in the WNBA or you don't. WNBA relocation. Our team's going to be for sale. There's no doubt about it. Let's talk about the 16% billion-dollar valuation. We're going to get back to it of how the WNBA needs to buy that back. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're going to talk about that and more today on the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. Adam Silver, folks, is flexing his muscle. The WNBA went over, penciled out, 33% of the revenue would cost us $700 million. But if you want us to make the money, we know how to make the money. To get to the number, we know how to get to the number, but we need to be at full capacity. It's going to take a 54-game to a 60-game schedule for the WNBA player. And the valuation of the amount of money, as I told you, if Adam Silver would have knew that the WNBA players were going to be hung up on the revenue of it and wanted revenue share, he wouldn't have offered that much money up front. It doesn't make any sense, right? But because the league's not built out, right? The league is not built out. He did it so that the players can have money. But now the players have said, hey, look, we want to be a salary expense, which you got a right to be a salary expense, folks. So let me explain that. Whenever you're going to have employees, the salary is expense on the balance sheet, right? There's no doubt about it. But here's the deal. You've got a situation now where the players want the gross, but it's impossible. And any compensation that you receive after your salary expense, that has to come off the revenue and the net profit because your operating expenses are paying for that. But Adam Silver knows another thing, and he said it time and time again. Saudi Arabia is a double-edged sword, right? They have more capital. And he's going to stick to his guns on this one because you look back at David Stern. And David Stern was very adamant, okay? They can be investors, but they cannot own a team. You cannot own a team. And when you get WNBA players who are excited to go to Project B, what it is another form. We've given you a way out, as Money Mike told you. Take your Project B job. If you don't arrive back here by game time to be in this league, you're not in the league. And that's just the bottom line. We don't have part-time players in the WNBA. Adam Silver is not your man. Adam Silver is not your husband. Adam Silver was playing the role of baby daddy. But Project B, you got another baby daddy out there, and you got an unrivaled baby daddy, right? And all of a sudden now, the baby daddy's like, nah, I'm not playing. Either you're in or you're out of this league. And that's going to be the double-edged sword because you're chasing money to go somewhere I don't know where the officials are. You don't know where you're staying. You're going into a country where the culture is different, freedom of speech is different. You got to look at Brittany Griner. It just got hung up. Well, you can get over there and lose your passport, right? So, but when it comes to money and the amount of money the WNBA is playing, I mean, if you can't make that same amount of money in the WNBA that you think you're going to get for Project B with all your endorsements, sponsorships, and things, you need a new agent. And that's going to be the key to the WNBA because a lot of this stuff is just, it's comical, but there's so many NBA agents are coming over now that, I mean, it's not the same, right? If you got an NBA agent, we take care of the housing. They know how to do in the end, right? It's not something that's going to happen here that somebody's going to know and they're going to say, hey, this is new. Well, it's not, okay? And when it gets to that point, it moves me, Saudi Arabia, double-edged sword. But here's a bigger problem the WNBA has. You got WNBA owners going to have to either sell the franchise or they're going to have to relocate the franchise. And that's going to be mission critical because now I'm going to tell you exactly why that's going to be here in just a second. Folks, you got a situation in the WNBA where you have the smaller market teams. They're either going to have to sell the team or they're going to have to relocate a team. And by relocate, I mean like Sacramento, right? You can relocate to Sacramento. You can go in there in your first year, find an 8 to 10,000 seat arena, and then you can lock in at the Golden One Center and get your dates in here. Because here's why. I'll give you an example.